Adrian Malhotra was not just another businessman sitting on the list of the country's richest. He was a man who had built an empire with his iron will, his relentless ambition, and his unshakable discipline. But beneath all that power and prestige lay a father who carried a silent sorrow deep in his heart. His only daughter, little Arya, had been born mute, and though she was the very heartbeat of his existence, her inability to speak often reminded Adrian that not all the wealth in the world could buy the sound of her laughter or the sweetness of her voice. Yet he loved her with a ferocity that astonished everyone who knew him, because to him she was the only treasure that mattered. So on one quiet Sunday morning when the city was waking slowly, he decided to do something unusual, something simple, something that reminded him of life before money had taken over everything. He decided to take Arya to a small cafe downtown, a place where ordinary people gathered, laughed, and shared moments that no luxury mansion could replicate. And Arya's face lit up the moment they stepped into the cozy little cafe with its warm wooden walls, soft yellow lights, and the smell of fresh coffee and baked bread lingering in the air, because though she could not say it out loud, her eyes sparkled with joy whenever she was among people, watching the world move with its laughter, conversations, and casual warmth that always made her feel less alone. And Adrian, dressed in his expensive but understated suit, carried himself with the quiet authority of someone used to being noticed. But today he wanted no attention, only to blend in and give his daughter a morning where she could simply be a little girl enjoying breakfast with her father. So he ordered pancakes for her, knowing they were her favorite, and coffee for himself, while Arya sat by the window, her delicate fingers tracing little patterns on the glass as she watched couples and families pass by outside. And Adrian felt his chest tighten as he wished, not for the first time, that she could run to him one day calling Papa, in her sweet voice. But that dream always remained just a dream, until something completely unexpected happened that morning, something that would change both their lives forever. Because as the waiter brought their food, a young woman at the table across from them suddenly looked toward Arya, her expression shifting as though she had noticed something no one else did. And then with a gentle smile, she raised her hands and began to move them in graceful gestures, signing words in the silent language of the heart, the language Arya understood better than anyone else in the world. And for the first time in Adrian's life, he saw his daughter's entire face burst into a glow. So radiant it was as if she had found a missing piece of herself, because the stranger was speaking to her in sign language, fluently, effortlessly, and Adrian froze in his seat, his coffee cup halfway to his lips, his powerful mind suddenly blank as he watched his mute daughter communicating with someone outside their family for the very first time. And the young woman's eyes sparkled with kindness, patience, and a warmth that drew Arya in instantly, as if they had known each other forever. And Adrian could only sit there, his heart thundering in his chest, wondering who this mysterious woman was, why she knew sign language so perfectly, and why fate had placed her in that little cafe on this very morning when he and his daughter needed it the most.